you want to take down Tommy C with me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Uh-oh.
Now recording.
Hey everyone, welcome to Now Recording, episode 12. I am Tipster, and I'm here with Beavers, Core Master, Matt Pitt, Toxic Piplove, and the previous number one e-whore, Liana Taylor. How you guys doing?
What's
Hello.
up?
Fantastic.
hey,
Nothing much, just vibing, dude. Just vibing, man.
So before we get into our interview with Tipster, Liana is here. Liana, you only got a little bit of, you got a small window, so you just want to get into it. What is your issues with Tipster?
Well, I just feel like I was a really, really good friend to you. I'd listen to you anytime you needed to talk, Tipster. And I feel like the one time I needed you to do something for me. And yeah, I freaked out on you and I was going through some shit. You block me, and then I see like a week later you mocking me on streams about my drug addiction. Like, I didn't realize, like, I don't think I did anything that badly to you to warrant that. So I'm just wondering, like, what's the deal?
So I actually considered you a really good friend too. I liked hanging out with you and shit, and you were like cool to like fucking vibe with or whatever. But you have to understand like my perspective, like when you started like freaking out and stuff. Like obviously, I've seen the way you've kind of explained the situation in like the previous podcast that you were on and stuff, and you said that like I kind of like inserted myself into the situation. I think that's a little bit dishonest of a portrayal of what happened. Because I don't know if you remember that one night where you were like blowing up my DMs. You're like, call me, I need to talk right now.
You're right. I was about that. I'll admit that. It was definitely
and I did call with you, right? I called with you. I kind of calmed you down that night, and we talked for like a good hour, and like everything was good, right?
I mean, I was crying hysterically and
when I was there, I
laughing
was providing you moral support, right?
Yeah, but then like you Snapchat me and ask if I'm okay, and I'm just like unloading on you. And yes, I unloaded. But like you don't respond. And then I see on Twitter you block me because I'm staring.
To be fair, I didn't block you. I soft blocked you. And again, you have to understand where I'm coming from. I just had the shit with AP where she dropped a bunch of shit. I'm seeing you subtweet that you're like threatening to like drop shit or whatever. So like, what the fuck am I supposed to like do? Like, of course I'm going to do what I have to do to protect myself after what just happened to me. No?
So then I have Hannah responding to me.
I don't
saying
control
that
Hannah.
You should. Hannah. She's a fucking idiot.
I have no control over Hannah. Like, what are you talking about?
So she's jumping on comments saying, oh, Tipster has all his archived messages with Liana. She's lying. It's like, I was never going to drop anything on you. I was fishing to see if idiots would pay me because Salvo, funnily enough, told me that, which I didn't believe, that AP got given 25k to drop DMs, and I'm like, fuck off. That's
that
true.
guy's he's a literal troll. Like, don't believe it.
So I played along with that, admittedly, but like I've been getting harassed like from not you in specifically, but your end of people, like just mainly Hannah just going at me, and it's like they weren't even involved, and it was really like I just feel like you could have at least told, I don't know, reached out to them and told them to stop. And then when I saw that donation on the stream of you saying, oh, it's definitely the drugs, like, I don't appreciate you talking about my addiction publicly because it is a struggle. And like on your, like coming from you know what it's like with your dad and stuff like that. And I just don't think I think it was a cheap shot. I just feel like it was a real low blow for someone to say that.
Yeah, I'll
especially
admit some of it.
Who I thought you were one of my best friends online. Like, really, I could tell you anything, and I didn't think I could judge. But
yeah, and I felt the same way about you too. I think like I'll admit like some of it was like playing into like the meme or whatever, but also at that time like that was like the assumption I had is like, okay, she's like dealing with her drug problem right now. She probably relapsed. Once she calms down, you know, we can have a conversation about this, and then everything will be good. But like right now, like I'm just gonna keep my distance while she's like.
But how are you keeping your distance if I'm watching a stream that like I didn't see live, and then I just see
when
that?
When I say distance, I mean like not interacting with you directly, like just
but
staying away from you.
So that gives you the right to talk publicly about my addiction, which I'm happy to speak about openly. It's just when it comes from someone making a mock on a donation even. It just comes across really disingenuous to me.
I mean, at that point, like, it was already public that that's what you were dealing with, no?
Yes, but like in
Yeah.
the
So that's the only reason,
yeah,
because
but
I didn't say anything about it. And I think I could be totally wrong about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. But I think we had discussions about it like in private where I
Yeah,
thought that's what was going on, and
yeah,
I hadn't talked about it publicly until it was revealed publicly that that's exactly what was
yeah.
going on.
Look,
Yeah.
I can give you context on that situation with Tommy C doing the stream. I think the context was like, what's wrong with her? Is there some mental issues, or is it the drugs? And then you got Tipster's donation that says, "Nah, it's the drugs." Lol. Like everyone knew, like the drugs played a big factor in this, and yeah, it kind of turned into a joke for like that small, like that little area of time, but it seemed like a reasonable thing to say in that situation.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like it wasn't even about the drugs though, because really between you and I, there was like I just didn't see how it was necessary for you to say that, considering how you blocked me, and I just was like, okay,
And
so
again,
is he
I
your
didn't block
friend?
you. I
Like,
didn't
yeah,
block
but
you.
like if you're still talking about me publicly, like you
No, I'm
think
not.
that like I wouldn't be
When?
upset seeing that comment?
When am I still
The
talking about you
donation
publicly?
that you made, I can
Yeah,
send you.
that was like a while ago when this shit first
About
popped
2
up. I
weeks
haven't
ago
said shit
now.
recently. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like I just don't see how you don't see how that's an issue, like
I mean, I could
how
see
that
how
can
I
upset
can
me.
no, I can absolutely see how it would upset you. But at the same time, like that's just
But
like,
like
okay, that's what was going on. You were
I'm not disowning anything that I've said about you either, because I said some horrible stuff about you, which I do apologize for. I just feel like that you don't see how you hurt me.
No,
To begin with.
absolutely. I can 100% understand how that would upset you, and I do apologize if it upsets you. But at the same time, like I may have said it in a joking manner, but
Sorry,
essentially we were. Excuse me.
Uh,
oh,
Nope.
someone just tried to call me. Sorry, what were you
Oh, okay.
saying?
So I was saying, like, I can definitely understand how like it would upset you, and I apologize if it would upset you. But at the same time, while I may have said it in a joking manner, what I was saying is what I actually believe, that yeah, you were probably like relapsing back into your drug problem, and that's what was causing you to do what you were doing.
Okay, well, I can see it from that perspective, and Matt did explain that to me. So, like, I do appreciate you explaining that. It's just I felt like at the time it was really like I was in a really bad place, and
Mhm.
even if it was a week later and we weren't like we still weren't talking, and I still was upset about everything that had happened, not
Mhm.
just just with you, just everything being banned from the server. I was getting blocked everywhere. Um, you know,
Yeah,
I don't see like
but
I'm not making excuses. I deserve to be blocked, but like, you know,
and to be fair, you're not blocked. Like heard you say a couple times, you're blocked. You're not blocked.
oh
yeah,
no,
I
I
just
mean, like I was getting banned from streams. Like I was asking for it, but like I just didn't expect that sort of comment at the time, and
yo.
I took it to heart.
Speaking of that, you mentioned something that I was talking shit about you on Dead on Dave's chat. That's not actually what happened. I saw you in chat. I said hello, and right after I said hello, one of his mods banned you. So I said, "Oh, never mind. It
No, I
wasn't me
never said you
talking shit
talking
to
shit.
you."
No, I never said you talking shit
No.
about
You
me.
absolutely did on Twitter. You said I was talking shit in chat. You even tweeted out the screenshot.
Oh no, I thought because you got me. I thought you got banned me. That's why I was like,
No.
oh,
I'm not a mod. I'm not a mod in Dave's chat. At least, if I am now, I wasn't at the time.
look.
So
To be
like,
honest, I should have been timed out because I was being a dick to you. So I
I mean, you weren't
understand.
even being a dick. You were in there, and I just randomly showed up to
I
the
said,
chat, and I saw.
let's look. It's tipster. Let's laugh. That's not. That was being
Oh,
a
I
dick.
didn't even see that. Maybe you got like banned before like you said that, because yeah, if you get banned and then you type something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So you were probably already banned when you
I
typed that, because I didn't see it.
look. It was warranted. I'll learn that.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it seems like we've established that each, Liana, you said some things that were bad that you apologized for. And
Mhm.
Tipster, you said like, hey, those were just jokes and I didn't mean anything by them. Um, is there anything else, Liana, that you had to take issue with Tipster or anything you want to talk about?
Just tell a Hannah Animal to shut the fuck up.
Is
Well, I
she still
mean,
is she
she's not even on Twitter anymore. She left Twitter because
Good,
yeah.
because she does nothing but Twitter.
Well, I mean, what did she say to you recently, Liana?
Oh, nothing recently, because yeah, she's fucked off. But
It's just in
no,
the
she
heat
was
of that
just
moment or
attached. She was
whatever.
just attached. She was just responding to all my tweets, following me around. Just shit talking. Really, it was back and forth, but like, it wasn't like I was going out of my way to annoy her. It was just even stuff that wasn't regarding you. She was coming at me.
Yeah,
Like, for
gotcha.
what? But like, it's not even like, it's not your problem. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I think you can fight your own battles.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure. And like I
again,
said, she's gone
that's
now,
not
so
an
I don't think you
issue
have
I
to worry
should
about
take
that
up with
anymore.
you. So yeah, but I'm just saying it wasn't fun having her chase me around every comment I made,
Fair
if
enough.
or not it was about you. But again, you can't control animals.
Can I get some clarification from you on something, like just to
Yeah.
see if you can like understand my position? So I know you got upset when like because I didn't block you, I soft blocked you so you couldn't DM me anymore. But you can understand why I would have did that. You know, considering everything I went through with AP, you can understand why I would cut you off when you're like you losing your mind, right? You can understand why I did that.
I mean, at the time, I don't feel like what I was saying to you, I don't feel like it was like any. Did you feel like I was coming across like threatening towards you, or just like what was? I don't,
My
because
my
I
my
don't
uh,
think
my uh,
I don't feel like I should be compared with AP, because I think it's totally different situation. Because like,
I
like
mean I mean
the whole blow up wasn't even about you. I was reaching out to you. I just can't see why, like, you
I
blocked
mean
me, and I get that, but I just like, when were you going to talk to me again? Was it after you made fun of me, or
well,
that sort of?
at some point, Matt had reached out to me with the opportunity to try and like resolve things with you, and I figured that would be a good opportunity to talk. And it
Oh,
eventually got
definitely.
delayed. Like I was a little bit hesitant to do so, but now we're having that
Yeah.
conversation now. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I knew at some point we'd probably have a conversation.
definitely. Definitely. But I would have appreciated if you at least, I don't know, even if you yourself reached out to me. I appreciate you
How
talking
I'm
to me.
blocked everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, you actually have me blocked on Twitter, and then like we were friends on like Snap, and like you unfriended me on Snap. So like, how am I supposed to reach out to you? And I don't know your Discord because I have a new Discord account. So like, how am I supposed to reach out to you?
oh, well, that changes things.
Yeah. So, I mean, because like, yeah, I could have reached out to you. Like,
Look,
I wasn't blocked.
my memory being off my head on drugs, like, I don't remember blocking you, but obviously I did, which explains why you didn't reach out to me.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I actually
my
showed
bad.
Matt and them last night that I was blocked because
Well,
they were
I
like,
don't. Yeah.
she said you blocked her, and I'm like, no, I didn't block her. I soft blocked her, but I didn't block her. She has me blocked, and then I showed them.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
my bad. I'm
So,
sorry.
so you gonna unblock me?
I mean, like, I don't know. Are we best friends again?
I mean, I'm willing to like mend that bridge. That's all I'm saying.
Well, on one condition.
What's that condition?
You want to take down Tommy C with me?
What?
Oh,
No, I'm
no,
joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm
no.
joking. It was
I've
jokes.
already had a beef with Tommy C in the past. That shit wasn't fun. I don't want to go through that shit again. You're on your own.
Well, then that's fine. It was a joke, and I
I
definitely
know.
do want to reconcile things with you. And I'm sorry that I'm a fucking retard.
Well, then unblock me, bitch, so we can talk. God damn it.
Yeah, let's just ditch this podcast, hey.
All right,
Oh.
Liana. One quick question: you take back everything you said on Send Stream about Tipster?
Oh, about Tipster. 100%. Yeah, no, I was just fucking ranting like a drug fucked idiot.
Yeah. Do
Let's
you
go.
take? Do you?
I was off my head. I can't even listen to that anymore. I was so off my head.
Yeah. Because here's the
Okay.
thing, like I've been pretty publicly, I've been fully transparent when like you kind of like were saying stuff and you were saying you were gonna like drop stuff or whatever. When people ask me, I'm like, yeah, I made jokes like that with her, absolutely, and she was like down with it. She was like an
Oh,
equal
actually, you know
participant in it.
what? I have told you this before, but when you first started DMing me, and I have told you this, I was a bit like, what? Like, when you were talking
Mhm.
about the boobies and how, like, you're, like, sad and you're looking at boobies, I was like,
Yeah, we talked about that actually on one of
and, like,
Netflix
I even
stages
messaged
too.
one of
Yeah.
my friends and was like, this YouTuber, he's really cool and I love him and he's awesome and we're talking, and then all of a sudden he brings up boobies. What do I do? And he's like, don't send boobs. I'm like, okay.
In fairness, what was one of your first Twitter interactions?
Yeah.
What did you tweet at me? What did you tweet
I
at me?
said, hi, sir, I am your biggest fan and I appreciate the hard work you put into your streams. Kind regards, Liana.
Oh,
No, that's not
that's not it. You literally like, okay, so this was during like me and Hannah were playing up the whole e-whore meme or whatever, right? And then like it later transitioned to like, okay, she didn't want to be my e-whore anymore. She wanted to be Omegon's e-whore now. So then we like publicly like fucked around with that like meme or whatever. And then like you chimed in with, I want to be the new e-whore or something like that. And then you sent me a picture where like it's a selfie, but you made sure the cleavage was in view.
I believe the exact quote was, and you're new. And then there's a picture with you in cleavage.
Yep.
nice.
So
yeah, well,
I think what
you know
Tipster...
what? Like, I feel like you needed a better e-whore, one that was really, really, you know, dedicated and good looking.
So like if someone who's like first interaction with me is she's clearly down with those kind of like jokes and memes and shit. Like if I'm memeing back, like to me that indicates that like you're okay with that sort of thing, no?
Yeah, but like of course I was always like, you know, if you did cross the line, you know I was like to you, you're married, fuck you.
I mean like
sometimes I'd be like, well,
hold up. Back the fucking train right up, bro.
No,
Didn't
just
you
like
fucking you tossed Tommy, like you made sexual comments towards Tommy in his DMs and he's married.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you can't be like, Tippy, you're married, Tippy.
But I did
you know what I mean?
Tommy too. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's hypocritical, but I did that to Tommy too. I mean, it's like I wasn't tweeting cleavage shots at Tommy.
I think from what I remember you telling me is like you try to put out like a little, not I wouldn't call it a trap, but a test where like you try to flirt with the YouTuber to see if they'll flirt back, and then you know that you can't trust them. I think I remember you saying something like that, right?
That was about the Tommy DM.
Yeah. Did you do the same with Tipster?
No, because me and Tommy were never on that level anyway. Like you know what I mean? Like Tipster and I were good friends. Tommy and I aren't even like he's just in the Discord. Like I wanted to get to know Tommy, but like he's really awkward. So I would fuck around with Tommy, but like compared to Tipster and I, like I could tell Tipster anything. With Tommy, it's like, oh shit, he's gonna yell at me if I say this.
Yeah. And to be fair, like with me and Liana, like there were definitely like adult jokes or whatever, but like it wasn't like flirtatious in nature. It was just like fucking memes about like tits and shit like that.
And gay porn, because you like watching gay porn.
What? What? I do remember some conversation where, do you remember it was a fairly recent conversation where there was something along the lines of like, you unfollowed me because you were upset about something. And then you're like, hey, I need to tell you something. And I'm like, what? And then you're like, I feel really bad about this, but I unfollowed you. And I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal because I didn't even notice. And you're like, oh, okay. And I said, just remember, and this was an obvious fucking joke. Just remember to double your monthly dues of like titty pics to make up for this horrible atrocity. And you like laughed about it, and you're just like, I love you, Tipster, no homo. And I was like, I love you too, all homo. Like it was obviously like a joke, and you were like in on it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Liana, I have one more question.
What?
Before all of this went down, right? You said on our last podcast you had issues with Tipster even before the meltdown. What were those issues with Tipster, Liana?
It was about the whole AP situation and about how like he was all like when I had a drama with AP, he's like, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to get involved. Blah 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 blah. Don't talk to me about her. Like, and I get that, but like I was like, dude, just listen, like just hear me out. You don't have to pick a side. Just this is what's happening. And it was in the fan Discord server, like, you know, the whole stuff with that Griffin idiot, how they trolled me and came into the fan server and started attacking me. And AP was like laughing along with it. And I messaged Tipster and I was like, look, this is what's happened. And Tipster's like, I don't want to know about it. Not my problem. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, I can't reach out to you if I have an issue. Like,
No, I didn't. Maybe I didn't interpret it the way that you like meant to me and to interpret it, because I had gone on record at that point. I had like some friends that didn't get along with AP, and I'm like, look, I get that some of my friends aren't going to get along with each other, and that's fine. But like, that's between you and them, and like any like attempt to like make it my problem, like I don't want to deal with that shit. That's between you two. And then other times, like people would like try to like form a division there, and so like
Well, you know what?
anytime people would bring me.
Me
Go
and
ahead.
AP are best friends now, so yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. She told me.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, she told me that you guys have been talking. Obviously, out of respect for your privacy, she hasn't told me what you guys are talking about, but she said you guys
Well,
are talking.
I also am friends with Lady, who I fought with.
Yeah, we're cool too.
E5. Yeah. I totally started fighting with her online, and that's how we became friends too.
So we've come full circle. Liana.
No, we haven't.
What?
Oh no, what's wrong now?
Well, I want to know who donated that donation in my name
I don't know.
on that stream.
We'll probably never
On
know.
Shop from the Point.
Yep.
What was the donation again?
Anybody.
Well, I feel like that donation should be in my pocket.
No.
What?
Oh my god.
No.
And any mentions of my name and drugs, Tipster $4.99.
Okay. We'll work something out. How about that?
As
Well,
I
I
was
don't know.
saying-
I'm still looking at your Twitter and I'm still blocked. So like I don't know, man.
Damn.
Look, I'm trying to concentrate.
Okay. As I was saying, we've come full circle. Liana started in this podcast history defending Tipster on a
Yep.
podcast,
And I appreciate that.
had a meltdown, no offense, and then turned on Tipster, in which she shat on Tipster in an interview. And now we've come full circle to where we finally have had the face-to-face between Tipster and Liana, and I think it's turned out well. Liana, what do you think? You think you're good?
Retribution?
Yeah.
I think
What?
this is,
Yes.
yeah. Retribution.
How do I unblock Tipster?
Go to his account and hit unblock. How else?
Fuck's sake, there's too many fucking fake tipsters. Oh yeah, by the way, I was
Like,
tweeting at all these fake tipsters thinking it was you too.
Yeah, a lot
Right.
of people were. That's one of the only reasons I came back, because I'm like, I need to have some official presence on Twitter, just so like people know this is the real Tipster. It's linked on his like YouTube channel and shit. Otherwise, like I didn't want to fucking come back. Well, that and Dead on Dave leaked my fucking private Twitter. Good job, Dave.
Oh, one more thing I want to bring up. This is completely off topic, but it's still relevant to you, Tipster. That Kayla Marie girl.
Who?
Kayla Marie.
She hot?
I don't know.
She is like fucking crazy, and like
Is that the girl
Okay.
that looks
Well,
like Trisha Paytas? Is that the one that looks
yes,
like?
Oh
She was
yeah, that
like-
girl. That
she
girl.
was like, "Oh, Tipster blocked me as well." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I saw she was like super like friendly with you and backing you up, and then like 24 hours later,
Yeah,
she's
she
like talking shit
went
about
nuts
you.
on me, thinking I was gaslighting her.
Yeah,
Bro,
and
y'all
that
should
girl, that girl. The only reason why I cut that girl off is because like, and keep in mind, like me and that girl never talked all that much, but like she was always in my DMs, like, "Yo, I'm gonna start doing
And
YouTube
she
again, and
was
when I
so-
do, can you like ask me? Can you give me a shout
Yeah.
out and shit?" And it was like constant. So I'm
like,
like, "Yeah, I'm
And
alright."
500 fucking messages at once. Like I thought I was annoying,
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you on? Like,
dude.
I know.
Even you during your drug relapse, like, does not DM as much as
No,
she does.
and she
Damn,
told me she
really?
told me
Yeah,
she
it's
used
that
to
bad,
spread meth,
bro.
So I'm like, whoa. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, I'll get 700 messages. I'm like, are you on fucking crack too?
Dude,
So-
I'd be at work, just like minding my own business. My like phone is in like my backpack at work, and then during one of my breaks, I'd whip out my phone and be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's just like a fucking novel, dude.
Liana, you know what you got to do, right?
I've got the DMs.
You've got no, I don't know. I'm talking about you got to start a podcast with this girl.
Yo, wait, Liana. So she was claiming that you were reaching out to Keemstar, trying to sell my DMs to him. Is that true?
No,
That
no,
sounded-
I reached out to
No,
Keemstar about
never.
No, I reached out to Keemstar about Tommy, and Tommy just Keemstar just completely ignored me and said, "My girlfriend thinks you're hot."
Well, I seen those because she tweeted out those DMs. She said something about like he was telling you to make a video or something.
Wait,
Oh,
those
yeah,
Who was that on? Was that on
Twitter
Tommy or was
video.
that on me?
I think it was just on everything in general. I don't think he really cared about what I had to say.
wait, you have those DMs, Liana? I thought you said they were lost.
Maybe I do. I'm looking through Kayla's.
Oh god,
Where
well,
did
good
you
luck
get that
with
screenshot from?
She tweeted it. The Kayla Marie or whatever her name is. She
Yeah,
tweeted it
he's
out.
lost me.
She since deleted that tweet. That's the one I
Okay.
sent you, Matt, where I showed you like the Discord embed because the original tweet was deleted. Do you remember that?
Was this on? Did you message me this on Discord or Twitter?
I think it was on Discord, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, well,
But yeah, she had tweeted out that like fucking Liana was like nuts. She was trying to be nice to you, and then you're like fucking crazy. And then she said that like she's trying to sell Keemstar Tipster's DMs. And then when
Nah.
she tweeted out the screenshot of the DM between you and Keem, he's telling you to like make a video or whatever.
Nah, that was not in regards to you. And Keem wouldn't give a fuck about your DMs anyway. Like, when has he ever, like... Nah, I was just talking shit about... I said how Tommy's such an asshole. Like, now I understand, like, why. Like, I was talking shit about Tommy. Like, oh, now I understand why the baited podcast didn't last long. He's such a fucking freak. And then he's like... He ignored all that. And I'm like, oh, never mind. By
You
the
went
way...
from asking Tommy for nudes to talking shit about him in Keemstar's DMs. Damn, that's sick.
I told Tommy that he's a fuckwit. No wonder Keem... I said something to Tommy like, oh, Keemstar would be nicer than this. But then, like... Yeah, I was fucked up. I don't even remember. Yeah. But on the bright side, Keem did say he'd have a threesome with me and his girlfriend. So
You
that was-
still
no
haven't seen that
proof.
screenshot. No proof.
Yeah, I can't... Because I deleted it. I
Yeah,
just... Oh, I'm going to
Like
find
Saul
it.
says that to you, you save the screenshot.
I know. I'm a
I'd
fucking
save it.
dumbass.
I'd be proud of that.
Yeah, but I was
Breaking
like,
news,
if this
folks.
could
Breaking
happen, I
news,
could get a...
folks.
No, I didn't screenshot it thinking, oh, yeah, free trip to America. Fuck yeah.
Liana, when Nick requested that you sign your name on your boobs and send it to him, were you unironically going to do that?
Oh my god.
I probably would have.
Okay.
Oh my god. Which, by the way, breaking news, folks. Liana Taylor has unblocked me. on
Let's
Twitter.
go.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh.
Does Nick not have you blocked, Liana? Are you still a super follower?
I fucking...
Oh.
Oh, I found it.
Oh.
No, Nick can go fuck himself, stupid
She didn't
fucking...
find it. No way she
No,
found it.
you know way
No,
you
I
found
want
No
a refund
way.
from him too.
it. Wait, you said you found the screenshot, Liana. Wait. Did you find it?
Uh-oh.
I only found the one about make a YouTube video explaining this all. Is that the one you have, Tipster?
That's the one she tweeted out, yeah.
Oh my god.
we're waiting on proof of
I
that
might have
threesome.
found them because I swear I did screenshot them.
We're waiting on proof of that threesome, man.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Been waiting
Yeah,
for 4
hold on. I
episodes for
found it.
that
I
proof.
found it.
The threesome?
Okay, Discord. Hold on.
Shit. He's full of shit.
No, I'm sending it to you right
How
now.
much we
Shut
should
up,
care.
toxic. Give me
We want to
back
know
my
how much we
fucking-
care.
Yeah, like, fuck's sake.
Maybe she can
guess-
get Keemstar on this podcast.
Right?
I put it in the guest chat.
Wait.
Oh, let's go, baby. Dude,
Okay.
all he said is that his girl said you're hot.
Okay. So here we go. I'll read it. Liana is saying, all right now, Liana is gonna stop being a fuck we. I swear if you apologize to Tommy for me, I'll send you anything. Two emojis. Why am I a
Oh my-
retard? And Keem, thanks. I'm just some drama idiot and let's play poker. Keemstar says, my girl says you hot. You say, nah, she's fucking hot. She's a little cutie. I mean,
Where's the threesome?
where's the threesome?
I don't see what's going on there, Liana.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Oh,
it
he
was the
must have
drug.
deleted it.
Maybe it was the
No, it
drugs.
must
Is that
have
what
been
you
the
said?
drug.
I mean, in fairness to her, this is an Instagram DM and you can unsend messages. So maybe Keem was hiding something. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's possible.
I did
Maybe
try to
you-
follow him.
you deleted it.
Yeah, did Keemstar offer a threesome to a random ethot?
We'll ask him
Title
if
right
he ever
there.
comes on the podcast.
he ever
I'm
comes on
not
the
a
podcast.
random
Fucking
ethot.
title right there. Sorry,
No, I got a
Tippy.
better title.
I've
Can
got
you-
clout now,
yeah.
Beavers. You better speak to me nicely.
I mean, can you blame him? Have you seen what Liana looks like? Damn, dude.
I've got Quandale Dongle under
I
my
swear
belt,
to
guys.
God.
Okay,
Be
can we not? I don't know who that guy is.
Who
Liana.
is he?
Yeah, I don't know either.
She keeps. bringing this guy up. Cut this guy's name out of the podcast. I don't know who this
No.
guy is.
No.
Do you think it's a real name?
Knowing her, it's probably some like wrestling dude or something.
And
No,
Shamrock.
he's my hot Discord hacker.
Oh, you got hackers now? Oh shit.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to hack now. I'm trying to be Mr. Robot.
Nah.
Okay, Liana. All right.
Can
Liana.
I go now?
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you so
thank
much
you.
for coming on, Liana. We greatly
Get out.
appreciate it. I'm glad
I
everyone
have one more
has-
thing. One more thing for Liana.
What?
Right? If these were going to be your last words on the podcast ever, what would you want to tell people?
Fuck you, send nudes.
You did it backwards.
You
You suck.
homos.
I
did
was
it
hoping
wrong.
it was
Bye,
that.
bye, Liana. I
Bye,
almost said
homo.
bye, homo.
Bye, homo.
I was really hoping she would like. She got it wrong, obviously, but I was hoping she would quote that. Hell yeah,
All right, so
dude.
Tipster,
All right.
if you weren't married, would you fuck Liana?
I'm not answering that fucking
Oh, come
question. What
on.
the hell's the matter with you, dude?
That was not.
You know my wife follows my online antics, right? I mean, it's one thing to like
Oh.
make little memes or whatever, but to be like, oh yeah, I would totally fuck this bitch, dude. Like, are you kidding, dude?
But if she wasn't there, right?
No.
There
No,
you
I
go.
wouldn't.
Why
Smart
did
answer.
you say that so fucking menacingly? If
What do
she
you mean?
wasn't
It's listen,
toxic, he was
I'm
like,
just
he
trying
was
to get
like,
answers.
if your wife wasn't there. He was like, it was very menacing. His tone,
Dude, I'm not gonna fly all the way to Australia for pussy. What are you talking about, dude?
Well, you can fly her over there.
I'm not gonna pay for some bitch to come over here just to fucking fuck her real quick and then send her home.
But it's Liana.
Yeah.
No, no, Jesus.
Okay, so let's talk about some of this goth mommy stuff that's going on, Tipster. It's become a meme. It's become a meme. Stuff's going down. The AP stuff happens. It's kind of died down, and then all of a sudden, Beavers, you want to ask this question?
Yes, because I love this person. I wanted to ask you, right?
Mhm.
So, why did you retweet a picture of Rum's voluptuous tits?
I didn't retweet a picture of her tits. I liked the
liked it.
picture.
Yeah,
I liked the picture of her where her tits were in frame. You're talking
So
about the
the
one that you're talking about the one that Papa Gut tweeted out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I just like the picture. It's a picture of my friend, and she looks really happy in the picture. So I fucking like the picture. Like, what the fuck? Her tits are not the only thing in the picture, bro.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sexist that people would take it that way. You know?
I would only
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
It's like, can I like a friend's fucking picture in peace, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know,
mean-
man. When I looked at that, I saw the tits. I wanted to like it. That's just what I think. And
Yeah.
I
See?
think your mind went the same way. That's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a heterosexual man, and I like titties, sure. But like, no, dude, it was just a picture of my friend, and I like the fucking tweet, dude.
Yeah. See, with me, you know, I hit that bookmark. You know, I don't hit the like when the boobs are out.
Yeah.
it's the
Okay,
See,
bookmark.
with
Matt.
the bookmark, with the
Okay.
bookmark though, like that means you're saving it for later. You're looking for
Yeah,
some
Matt,
like
you
bait
just-
for later, dude.
Listen, man, I don't reveal my sources. Okay, all I'm saying is I hit the bookmark when the boobs are out. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
you save it for later so you can jerk
No,
it to it later.
no,
I
no,
got
no,
you,
no,
dude.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. I'm not
We get it,
saying
Matt.
that. I'm just saying. I
No,
hit the
those are the
bookmark.
pre-game. Those are the pre-game. He doesn't
Yeah,
whack
but-
it to that. That's the pre-game.
Boobs produce endorphins. So how you're in a bad mood, you're sad, you're having a rough day, you hit the bookmark, you just scroll down, you're like, okay, cool, boobs. Yes, awesome. Like now I'm in a good mood. Like
Wasn't
it's
there
been
like
said.
a scientific study that
I
showed
was,
that
I,
like,
we, I'm
boobs
literally
make that
about to fucking make that point. Yeah.
Yeah, like it literally says that like looking at boobs makes you happy. Apparently, it's good for heart health too.
Not only that, it's said that people that are allergic to opiates or painkillers, it's been said that if watching porn will alleviate pain.
Really?
There's been studies of that. Yeah. I
To
saw
be
this
fair,
on
right?
Grey's
I
Anatomy.
can confirm, okay, because I've been in hella pain before, right? And if you
Yeah.
whack one out, like if you just knock one out quickly, pain goes away for a bit. It
Yeah.
does work.
I mean,
You
I
got-
know it's a good stress reliever. I don't know what help with pain though. I mean, I feel like if I'm in really bad pain, the last thing I'm thinking about is jerking off.
You got about good
Yeah.
5-10 minutes of like, you know, like 5-10 minutes of comfort, and then it's back to pain. You know what I mean?
A
Yeah.
little bit of bliss.
Maybe like a minute.
I'll keep
Yeah.
that in mind next time I'm in excruciating pain.
Hell yeah. Hell
You know,
yeah.
if I ever get like an arm severed or something like that, just like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just jerk off real quick. I'll be all good.
Yeah, yeah. Let the blood flow just ooze
I
out of your
mean,
arm. and just-
I fucking sprained my ankle, so I was stuck in bed for like 2 weeks. What do you think I spent my time doing?
Jerking off.
PS4 and
Yeah.
jerking off. I'm a
Hey,
gamer, bro.
there's
Nice.
nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with
Hell
that.
yeah. So couple questions. I don't know how much you want to go into this. But you were talking to Liana and you said you've talked to AP again. Do you want to go into that at all?
Yeah, we had a conversation. Courtesy of you, you helped set that up, so thank you, Matt.
On accident, yeah.
We just, I felt like after everything kind of like blew over, there were probably like misunderstandings on both sides. I feel like there were things that she said to me that I misinterpreted, and then I feel like there were things that I said that she misinterpreted as well. So like, I thought it would be at the very least to make a good faith effort to have a conversation with her and kind of
Yeah.
like sort that stuff out.
Yeah. So another arc has come full circle. We interviewed Liana and THS, to which we then interviewed the detractors, Glitch, Lady Miravana, AP over 9K, and Lord Triton. And now there seems to be an agreement on all ends that the ceasefire has worked, right? Like everyone's kind of not jovial with each other, not happy with each other, but everyone's kind of put everything to the side, right?
I know for sure everything's fine with me. I will say this: it looks like there's still a lot of I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but I don't know how much that truce is going to last with some of
Yeah.
the other parties involved. But like, I'm out of it. Like,
Yeah,
whatever they
like-
do is what they do. But I'm out
Yeah,
of it.
because I was a part of a bigger
They-
call where they tried to talk stuff out, and this is before you and AP talked. It got a bit, weird. It just feels like there's something on both sides, where it's just people just can't let it go, right?
It's the thing that like I used to have a lot of problems with is like you just like you feel the need to like fucking respond to everything. And sometimes there's just things where it's just like you just got to let it go. Otherwise it just festers and it keeps going. But
Yeah.
like I think they just haven't developed that impulse control yet of like this is something that like yeah, it's shitty, but I just need to not respond to this or I need to just let this go.
Right. Yeah. I think I the only issue I think still remains is I guess maybe Glitch and Empress still have some issues with each other, and I never want to talk about that on the podcast because it's kind of dark. So they're gonna have, if they want to work that out, they're gonna have to work that out on their own or just stay away from each other. Yeah,
I think that the best course of action for them, because I do think that like some of the shit Glitch said about Empress's personal stuff that I won't get into is way out of fucking line. So I think for them, it's just best to stay away from each other.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, you can't control your audience, Tipster, but there are people that are trying to stir the pot as much as they can. They go into Discord servers, they screenshot stuff, they send it to people that were involved in the drama on your side, and then you got your side, or then you got the other side going into servers, screenshotting stuff, sending it to the other people on that side. So then you start like a huge like chaos with it. Everything's like they're going back and forth again. It's fighting, and it just feels like it's never going to end unless you just back away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what's like really annoying for me is a lot of this like gay opping shit that's been going on. Like I have no involvement in this stuff. I didn't authorize this stuff. When stuff would get sent to me, I literally told them I don't want to see it. Just fucking don't involve me. But I get like dragged into this shit as if I'm involved, and it's like no, I'm not involved at all. But it gets a little bit frustrating. But you're right. I mean, people on the outside, they do dumb shit. I think that there's people involved in the situation that were doing dumb shit, obviously, but there's also like outsiders who want to see the drama keep going. So they like fucking get involved and kind of stir the pot too. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So Bieber's Toxic, anything else on this subject?
I have a message for those people. Stop being so paranoid.
Yes. Yeah.
It really does
agree.
come down to paranoia. Yeah. Because the other thing was like there was a brief bit of conversation at one point about like what was being said in like private fucking Discord servers and shit. And it's like, look, if you guys want to go on a private Discord server and talk shit, like I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, quite frankly, I didn't give a shit if they were talking shit publicly either. But like to the people who were involved, there were some people that were really bent out of shape about that. And it's like, dude, like if they go into a private space and they're talking shit, who fucking cares? Just like let it go. If you got a truce and like they're publicly saying shit, I can see how that would understandably like upset you. But like private spaces, who gives a fuck? Let people say whatever they want to say in a private space.
That and also like, once you call a cringy word but ceasefire on your little gay drama, like assume it's over, right?
Yeah.
You've said it publicly, it's over. If that person wants to say anything, so long as it's not like a dox or something, something like that, Who the fuck cares?
Mhm.
Right?
I mean, just
'Cause
at that point, then like you just kind of look at what they did, and it's like, well, I'm going to be the better person. I'm not going to respond. Like
Yeah, they're
that's the
basically
ideal way to respond to that.
yeah, people are going
It's
out of
not
their way
even
to find
sometimes
what's
it's not
wrong.
even about being a better person. It's just you're fueling this fire. It's like a negative feedback loop. It's not going to get better. You engage with them. It's like
Yeah.
that cringy thing that parents tell their kids like to ignore the bully or
Mhm.
whatever. But in this case, online, definitely ignore the bully. Ignore these people. They add nothing to your life.
And some people just take this online shit like too seriously. And I'll admit, like prior to all this shit going on, like I was one of those people. But like one of the best things that has come out of like this whole like AP situation and everything for me is just like kind of taught me how to not give a fuck about what people think about me or like what people say about me. It just kind of is what it is. There's going to be people who like you and they have good things to say, and there's always going to be people who don't like you and they're going to shit on you. But why let it fucking bother you?
And you know what the best thing about the internet is? When these people exist, it's not like real life. It's not like this person's your coworker and you have to go see their stupid face every day. You can literally block them or move to another part of the internet or whatever you want to do. You can do it. The internet allows you freedom to do stuff like that. You're not stuck in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's like fucking annoying you, like just fucking turn off the computer or put your phone down, go touch some grass, and maybe touch some ass, dude. Like, doesn't fucking matter.
Tipster, who is your favorite goth mommy?
I don't know. There's so many good ones, dude. It's hard to pick. Do you have any favorite goth mommies?
In the community, no. But
Doesn't
like,
necessarily have to be in the community. There's a big world out there, dude.
I like
yeah.
this tractor girl. Me and Matt found.
Yeah, I was
the
about
other
to
day.
mention
we
her.
found this TikTok star who rides a tractor and she's goth.
I
So
love
that's
her.
like her thing.
I've seen that. It's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
really creepy about Toxic? Right?
What?
I asked him for I think it was Matt offered me to look at the Tractor Girls like Twitter and stuff like that. And Toxic got really defensive.
Okay, buddy.
Parasocial level defensive.
All right, go back to talking to Rum. All right, you leave me and tractor girl alone.
Jesus. I mean,
Uh,
if you were really gonna put me on the spot and you were gonna make me pick a goth mommy that's like the favorite dude, you can't go wrong with Kiwi Sunset, man. She's a great goth.
that name was in my head as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiwi
Good
Sunset's
choice.
Hell yeah.
What do you think about people who are like, yo, bro, you're in your 30s. Why are you thirsting for a 19-year-old girl, dog? What's up? Why are you looking at those things? She's only 19. Like, what do you think about stuff like that?
Were there people saying that about me, or are you just saying
No, in general, not about you, in general.
I don't know. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's like a fucking like mature adult and like their whole shtick, like let's talk about someone like Kiwi Sunset, for example. Like that's her whole marketing gimmick, right? Like
Yeah.
she advertises herself as a cute girl on the internet. Like if that's her shtick, like that's what she does, and like that's the whole appeal of it. Like I don't see the problem. Now if she was like underage and like she was fucking baiting people like that and people were like lusting after her, yeah, that's pretty fucking gross. But I mean,
Yeah, it's a different story.
at
Yeah.
the end of the day, her whole shtick is she's trying to be a cute, good looking girl on the internet. And obviously there's appeal to that for like fucking dudes. So like, who cares?
Yeah, not only that, she's based. So she's got that going for her too.
Hell yeah, dude.
So the e-thought memes, the e-whore memes, all that stuff. When do you think it started getting out of hand for you? Or like the meme was being too much?
For me, where things really started getting out of hand, I'd say is probably when people started reaching out to like my wife on social media. My wife's not like super active on social media, but like she had like, for example, like an Instagram. And so like she would just post like family photos and shit like that to Instagram.
Yeah.
Had to like private her account because there were people that took the shit too seriously. Like they thought it was real. They didn't think it was a joke. They thought it was real. And they started like reaching out to my wife and trying to like stir up shit. Now my wife knew about all the jokes and everything, and she didn't fucking give a shit. But like it's still annoying to get people reaching out to you to try and like stir the pot. So that's when I kind of pulled away from like the e-girl memes. Like I didn't actively engage with it anymore. Obviously it was still a thing because the community kept it going. But for me at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna engage with this anymore because this is just fucking dumb.
So okay, so the e-thought meme, it comes and goes, right? Now it's like the goth mommy meme. Are you afraid it's gonna get out of hand again? Like, why continue the meme if you say, you know, you're tired of the drama and everything, but the meme still continues? Like, what makes you want to keep doing it?
I think the thing about like the goth mommy thing, the reason why I'm kind of like playing into that or whatever is there's a couple things. One, I legitimately think it's funny. I see the humor in it. But the other thing is like, you know, I've been on this like into this internet shit for like 15 going on 16 years. So like I've seen a lot of people like run into controversies and shit like that. I've seen people who've handled it poorly, and I've seen people who handled it really well. And like what I've learned over the years is like the thing that works best is like playing into the fucking meme. When you like show people that shit like that bothers you or whatever the fuck, then they're going to use that against you forever. But if you play into the meme, it like takes the punch out of it. And so they can't like really use that against you anymore. So that's kind of like, aside from the fact that I legitimately find it funny, the whole goth mommy thing.
Yeah.
That's another aspect of it. It's just like, dude, you got to embrace the meme, because if you don't embrace the meme, then it's just going to eat you up.
Yeah. Although I agree with you embracing the meme and I think it's funny, are you afraid that as you continue to joke around and meme with women, and do you think that AP situation could repeat itself? Like you're doing harmless jokes and then all of a sudden someone takes it the wrong way?
Absolutely not. Even though I may publicly engage with the meme, private conversations do not happen like that anymore. Which kind of sucks, because there's some people that like I was friendly with that I had similar conversations with, and they were all, you know, they were aware it was a joke and they were in on the joke. And sometimes they'll kind of like, you know, try to engage in those kind of jokes again, but I don't reciprocate anymore, because I'm just like, no, dude, I'm not having that happen again. It's one thing if like people are on like a public live stream with me, or it's like public on Twitter and people can see the full context of what's going on, then yeah, I'll engage in that shit. But when it comes to like private conversations, no, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. So how small would you say your circle is now?
Very small.
Very small.
I couldn't put a number on it, but like there's people that I used to interact with on the daily that like I hardly ever interact with anymore. And if I'm being honest, like my use of social media as a whole is not as extensive as it used to be. I kind of keep to myself now. There's people that I trust and there's people I consider friends, and I'm still cool with them, but I don't nearly engage with people online as much as I used to.
Is there anyone within your circle that you still don't maybe trust, or you kind of like uneasy about, like you still don't know anything about, or something like that? Like, do you vet the people within your circle?
I just have like basically like when I deleted all my socials, one of the primary reasons for that was starting fresh. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like just essentially cut everyone off at once and then slowly reestablish relationships with people that I trust. And that's kind of like where we're at right now. I just kind of reconnected with people that I trusted. Anything outside of that, no hard feelings to anyone who may be listening to this. It's nothing against you. It's just, you know, I got to do what's best for me. And so I thought that was the best thing to do. Just like cut everyone off at once and then just slowly reestablish relationships with people that I thought I could trust.
I'd like you to follow. I was going to ask him, can he follow me back on Twitter so we're proof of friends?
I don't know. I don't know. Can I trust you?
No.
No, but that's okay.
You're not gonna, you know, leak DMs of me asking you for cock pics or anything?
I'm gonna show my booba, so it's okay.
I haven't even gotten that yet. Lucky.
Beavers, you had questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, right? If you had to put a percentage on it, and this is for a follow-up question. If you had to put a percentage on it, what percent of your circle are women?
Because
I know you've said in the past. I know you've said in the past that you prefer talking to them. You always have, right? I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, I think I've always just kind of gotten along with women more, just because like I was kind of a mama's boy growing up, so I think maybe that plays into it. But I don't know. There's a decent amount. I'd say it's definitely more than 50%, but I don't really know like how to put a number on it. So it's definitely more than half of my friend circle is women for sure.
You see, my follow-up to that is I'm kind of known as a simp, right? Even though I'm not one, but whatever. But I'm kind of known as a simp, and I like talking to women, but I'm just a nobody on the internet, right? You've got a platform.
Right.
So the question I wanted to ask was, you know, any drama that appears online, right, involves women. Right.
Are you gonna go full Augie with me right now and just tell me to stay away from women?
Kinda. I just the risk the risk doesn't outweigh the reward for me. Because I just
the
know that
reward?
women, like, literally all the problems I've ever had in Discord have been caused by women.
You're
So
a
maybe
hypocrite.
maybe you need to stay away from women, because I'll be
Yeah, I
honest.
was-
Like, if you look at most of the drama I've had, most of the drama I've had does not involve women. It's only this more recent shit. But yeah, most of the drama I have does not involve women. So maybe it's a you problem.
Yeah, I think he's projecting right now.
Yeah,
I
Beaver.
think
I
so
think
too.
I think he's jealous that Tipster talks to Rumpy, and
Yep.
Beavers wants Rumpy all to himself.
Dude,
Yep.
Rumpy's the new goth mommy.
Beavers, am I anywhere near this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you Beavers? Are you just jealous because Rumpy's the new goth mommy?
No.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Took you a
it took
minute.
you a while. It took you a while to
Yeah.
answer that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I buy that. I'm gonna call that a tipster W right there.
Okay.
You know he's a part of the incel server, right?
Yep.
Just giving
Wait.
you a heads up. Sure.
Beavers is?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, and by
I
that
like
I mean
it there.
the one the
Oh,
one
I'm sure
where
you do.
the one where they train men to speak with women.
Autistic man.
Do you have a problem speaking with women, Beavers?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Drop me a DM. I'll help you out, buddy.
No, I've got the incel server. Also, something that I have tried to do in the incel server, I've been watching it like a hawk, right? I have adopted an 18-year-old autistic girl, and I'm going
She
to
says
protect
she's
her from
autistic.
the rest of them.
I'm at 18.
Wait,
She
what
looks
what does that mean? You adopted an 18-year-old autistic girl. What does that fucking mean?
Protect her from all the icky boys in the fucking autistic server.
You're putting on your white armor,
So
Beavers?
the simp is protecting the 18-year-old autistic girl.
You know, yeah.
Is this
no
18?
ulterior
Would you say that this 18-year-old autistic girl is attractive?
she's cute. I wouldn't say she's conventional.
So
and
your
attractive.
your only goal is to protect her. It's not.
Only to
You have
protect
no
her.
That's
no
it?
ulterior motives there.
None.
I don't know if
Beavers,
I
I'm
buy
just
that.
saying, when
I don't know
you
if I
asked
buy
her
that.
how old she was, she answered really fast. I would not,
Oh,
try and get
18!
a reward out of
18! I'm
that.
18! I'm 18, by the way.
Oh,
I'm 18.
Not like that, but it was like instantly. I was like, Beavers wants to know how old you are. 18. It was like
Ooh.
that. It was nuts.
Damn.
So, Beavers, I wouldn't want to do too much with that one.
Don't
I
ask,
think,
don't
uh,
tell? Question mark.
No.
I think Beavers, you might be Beavers, you might be too emotionally available for this. But speaking of being emotionally available, Tipster, I would say out of all the commentary community before your Goth Mommy spectacle, you were probably the most emotionally available in the community with Tommy, Augie, Nick, you, and a few others. What made you so emotionally available for people, like, to talk to you and stuff in Discord? Because Tommy didn't really talk that much to people. Augie had his like little clique, but you seemed more open to talking to people. What made you feel that way? What made you feel comfortable doing that?
Well, one of the main reasons I got into YouTube way back in 2006 is I was a very like introverted and like non-social person, and I wanted to break that habit. So there was a couple things I did to break that habit. Number one, I got into a career field that not only was it a career field I was interested in, which is IT, but it was also going to force me to like work directly with people. And the other thing was I started a YouTube channel so that I can force myself to kind of like break out of that shell. So like my whole goal getting into YouTube was kind of to be more social, right? And so that's what I was doing. I was just like, anytime like I'd meet another creator that seemed interesting, I was down to fucking vibe with them or whatever. I don't know. I just made myself more accessible because of that. Now, granted, that's caused me a lot of problems more recently. But no, that's like one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, so I could be a little bit more social.
Yeah.
So when and how did you come up with the name Tipster?
So the name Tipster, I was deciding that I was going to do a news channel because I've gone through several names over the years as I was like changing and evolving my content. But when I finally nailed on Tipster, I was like, well, I'm going to start covering news topics. And like, I know like sometimes journalists will refer to their news sources as a tipster. And so I'm like, well, that kind of seems like it fits. So I just kind of like got it from that.
Did you ever have a news team when you were starting the commentary, like news drama and all that stuff?
No, I've always been solo. I've never had a
Okay.
news team. Yeah.
Okay,
I had
so
like a friend who would say he was part of like my news team. He's an IRL friend who follows me on Twitter. But no, I never actually had a news team.
Because there were always rumors that you had a news team and Augie was on it at one point before he was like a big streamer.
No, I know at one point I played with the idea of making one. So maybe like when I was playing with that idea, like I said, "Hey Augie, if I do this, like you want to be a part of it?" I do vaguely remember something like that, but I never actually had a news team that was actually put together and was like a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toxic, you got anything?
I had something that just slipped my mind. What is your biggest accomplishment so far on YouTube?
I mean, one of the only things I really had as far as a goal was concerned, because at the end of the day, like YouTube's mostly a hobby for me, right? So the only thing I really wanted to do is I wanted to get my play button. You know, that's something that I remember when YouTube introduced the silver play buttons that they were giving to like 100K sub channels. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll probably never get one though. But like once I started like growing, I'm like, okay, I actually want to try to get it. And so when I finally got it, that was like the hugest like accomplishment that I had. And I was like, okay, you know, if I were to die tomorrow, I can die happy because like that was a goal that I had and I achieved it.
Oh yeah. Well, on the opposite spectrum, what's your biggest regret so far?
I definitely regret some of the stuff that happened more recently in the sense of killing my channel because when I left when I quote left commentary, yeah, that really fucked up my channel. Like my channel's still trying to bounce back from that. I was making a decision at the time, seemed like the right thing to do for me. But in hindsight, like I can look back at that and be like, yeah, that was really fucking dumb. So I regret doing that.
Would you say that's was that an emotional decision, or did you take the time to really think about the decision you made?
I mean, it was something that had been on my mind for a while, but even though it had been on my mind for a while, it was 100% an emotional decision because admittedly, I wasn't in a good mental headspace. I've talked about before how, you know, I've kind of had some issues with mental health for the past year and a half, and I didn't really do anything to address it. But this year, like that was like my main focus. I never really do New Year's resolutions, but this year I did. And the New Year's resolution was I'm going to focus on my mental health. So I started seeing a therapist. I let my doctor put me back on meds and shit like that. But one thing you have to understand is like when you're going through therapy and when you start having breakthroughs in therapy and your body's adjusting to new meds, all these things combined together, it creates like this emotional roller coaster of an experience for you. You have highs and lows that are like off the fucking charts. So at the time, you're making decisions that you think are like, yeah, this is the right way to go. And then, like in hindsight, once everything kind of settles down and levels out, you're like, fuck, what was I doing? You know? So that's kind of like what I was going through because I had some breakthroughs in therapy where we started to realize there were some things that impacted my life in ways that I didn't realize. So that kind of like throws you for a loop. And then, like I said, your body's adjusting to the new meds. So like it just like it's this toxic soup of like your emotions are just like going insane. So no, at the time it made perfect sense to me to make those decisions. But like in hindsight, I'm like, I was a fucking idiot.
I could never go to therapy. Like, I feel like if I ever had one of like, I feel like if I went to therapy, I would just end up breaking down as a human being.
It literally, like, I kid you not. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you right now. It fucks you up before it makes you better. You know what I mean? You know how like there's certain injuries with like broken bones and stuff that they have to break the bone the rest of the way in order for it to actually heal. It's the same thing with therapy. Like they have to break you to fix you. Because like I'll give you an example, and this is something I've talked about publicly, so I'm comfortable talking about it. Back in December of 2020 was when the stuff with Apollo happened, and that was like a big thing for me. And if you really look at my history on the internet, I haven't really been the same person since then. So through therapy, I discovered that was a situation that caused me trauma, and I didn't realize it did. So the therapist kind of had to like sit me down and explain to me, like, dude, this really fucked you up, and you don't realize that it fucked you up. So that was like one of the things that I was going through when that stupid cringy like thing happened with the Amaranth tweet. Is like I was coping with just finding that out, and so my headspace was like really fucked, and so everything like irritated me. Like I was easily irritated at that point because I was still kind of like coping with that, coming to terms with the fact that like, yeah, that situation really fucked me up and I didn't realize it. So yeah, they literally like they break your mind before they fix you.
Yeah. With your therapist, did you ever talk about your YouTube career? Did you ever like be like, yo, look what I tweeted Mr. Therapist, look at this. Look what I'm dealing with. Like,
okay, Matt.
anything like that, or anything of like, I just always wonder about YouTubers when they talk about, do they talk about their career with their therapist, stuff like that?
Well, the thing is, like, I remember it. I kind of like feel bad for it now. I know it's easy to dump on like Def Noodles, but like a lot of people shit on Def Noodles because he said he talked to his therapist about like Keemstar and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because at the time I thought that was like cringy, right? But you have to be willing to talk to your therapist about everything, things that you're embarrassed about, things that are part of your career. Like, you have to be willing to open up with them about everything, because if you're keeping anything from them, then you're never going to get the help you need. They can't put the pieces together to come up with like, oh, this is something that you need to work on. This is something that's caused you trauma, et cetera, if you're not willing to give them the big picture. So as cringy as it sounds to like, yeah, you know, I talked to them about some of my like online career and stuff like that. You have to be willing to tell them everything, or you're never going to get the solution to your problem.
To be fair, I think that if a guy like Def Noodles, I don't think he went to a psychologist. Because
You think he just said it?
I think he just said it. Because I have a feeling that if you went to, you know, he likes to harp on about issues and he's got these little grudges that he has
Mhm.
to certain people. It's pretty apparent.
Yeah.
I feel like if you went to a psychologist and you mentioned that in the slightest, they would tell you that it's self-destructive and you shouldn't be continuing doing that.
Probably. And I do think a lot of content creators will say, oh, I went to therapy. And like, if you actually were to like be in a fly on the wall situation, you'd see them fucking sitting on their ass, like eating Cheetos or some shit. Like, they don't actually do it. Yeah, I think it's possible. I'm not going to speculate on his mental health situation, but it's possible.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but I just say, personally, my opinion, I do think that there is a potential.
At the very least, if he's going to therapy, he's probably not sharing his obsession with these people with that therapist, which again, like I said, you have to be willing to lower your guard and share everything with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to get to the root of your problem and you're not going to actually make any progress.
Well, how was that, right? Because to me, when I think I've gone to therapists, but it was when I was younger, right?
Mhm.
And that was more you know, when you're a younger person, the therapist doesn't really ask you too many personal questions and stuff. They kind of just play off of you, right? And get a vibe for you.
Mhm.
But as an adult, right? Adult man specifically, going into a therapist and like opening up to them, that's got to be hard. I would find that
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, like the first few sessions you go to, that's the whole point of like lowering your boundaries. Like, they do whatever they can to make you feel comfortable. They're essentially, in a way, kind of developing a friendship with you. You know how like with a friend, when you meet someone, like you have the boundaries up when you first meet them, but as you get to know them and as you get comfortable with them, you open up a little bit more. And it's the same sort of thing with a therapist. They do whatever they can to make you comfortable those first like 4 or 5 sessions. And then after that, once you feel a little bit more comfortable, then you just naturally start opening up to them. Like, they'll typically open up a session with like, how are you feeling today? What's on your mind today? And then you just like share that stuff with them. Well, today I'm kind of stressed out because this happened at work, or today I'm kind of stressed out because this happened with me and my wife, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it takes a while to lower your guard. It's not like you just go right in there and you share your whole life story.
Yeah.
But respect for doing that. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
So
Well, I knew I needed it, so that's why I'm doing it.
yeah. So when it comes to your Twitter account, you're back on Twitter, right?
Mhm.
You've been criticized before on your Twitter that you're very emotionally involved in your Twitter. You reply a lot. You get trapped by people. You get pulled into shit. Like, I don't think a lot of people have criticism for your actual YouTube channel. It's more for your Twitter. Now, you left Twitter, you left everything, and now you're back. Are you taking any steps to like avoid getting like pulled into stuff again, or like getting like quote tweeting like 3 follower accounts that are shitting on you, stuff like that? Are you still going to do that, or are you going to watch yourself, or are you going to just like step away from that? Like, what are you taking any steps?
Well, the most important thing for me was when I kind of like was away for, it was only like 2 or 3 weeks, but for me that seemed like a long time because I had taken breaks before, but it's like a couple days or whatever. So that was like the biggest break I had ever taken away from social media. And like one of the things I realized is that you really don't need it. Like, a lot of content creators will tell you you need a Twitter, right? So that you can like engage with other creators and shit like that. And then like when you're away from it, even for a little while, you realize I don't really need this as much as I thought I did. I don't need to participate on this platform as much as I thought I did before. So like when I came back, and keep in mind, I did not intend to come back. I had a private Twitter that I was using just to communicate with like friends and shit through DMs. But other than that, like I had no intention of like coming back. The only reason I came back is because one, everybody was falling for the private tips or the fake tipster accounts. So I'm like, I need an official presence there so people know that who's the real one and who's not.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was Dead on Dave accidentally tweeted out my private Twitter account. So I'm like, well, I woke up in the morning. I had a shit ton of like follow requests. I'm like, it's out there now. So fuck it. And I'll make it public. But essentially, I learned not to use it as much and not to care about it as much. And I think a lot of people notice that I'm not as active on Twitter as I used to be, which I think is good in the long and short of things. So that was the biggest thing. I just don't use it as much, or I don't use it the same way as I used to.
Okay.
I wanted to address something, right? Like a general point, building off of what you said. And I think Tipster might have something to add to this. So, like, if addressing like these small people and whatever is having a negative impact on you, then I say, for you, don't do it, right? But I cannot stand the argument that people make that when somebody who is like a 3-follower Andy on fucking Twitter tweets something horrendous at you or tweets something completely false, you are allowed to reply and shit on that person.
I agree.
Right? There's this thing, like, people genuinely believe that, oh, if you're a big enough person, just ignore them. Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? But it's like, no, you should be allowed to do that.
I do want to piggyback off of that because there's something that like I've talked about it on streams before. It's something that was a little bit annoying. Like, granted, like I don't really engage in that kind of thing on Twitter anymore. But like back when I used to, there seemed to be this double standard in the community of like, if some creators were like doing that, they were shitting on some like real small account that was talking shit or whatever. Like people would like, oh, it's whatever. It's no big deal. That's just what they do. But then I would do the same thing, and all of a sudden it was like a problem. And so I don't know what it was, but there was something about me where there was these weird double standards of like, if Tipster does something, it's like different. It's like cringy and like, why the fuck are you doing that? You're making yourself look like a retard. Whereas if anybody else did it, it was just considered the norm.
No, yeah, that's a fair point because I've seen Augie, Nick, Tommy, everybody shit on like small accounts. They quote tweet that are shitting on them. They shit on them back. The only thing I could really say, and this is playing devil's advocate to you, Tipster, is, and I don't have the statistics to back this up, but I would say that you probably did it the most, maybe? Like, you probably did it more than any other creator in the commentary community. But again, I don't think that matters in the long run.
Yeah, and I actually think that is a fair point. I think that's a fair point to make because I definitely engage in it more than some of the other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, speaking of commentary communities, right? Who do you think has the most toxic community?
I love my boy Augie, but probably Augie. His audience is fucking insane, dude. Like some of the shit that happens in his, like I remember like the first time I joined the Clipped Live server and I seen some of the shit that was going on in there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, I feel like that's going to be like a cozy server situation where like everybody in that server is just going to get like fucked by Discord. Like, they're just going to have their shit banned because like it's so bad in there, dude.
I hope not.
I really feel like, well, I mean, I'll be fucked too because I'm in that server too.
Well, but like, I'll say this: the mods are doing their job in that server. They're deleting the stuff that should be deleted. At least, I mean, I'll be honest with you. They were deleting stuff that should be deleted when a month ago when I muted this, before I muted the server. Now it could be chaos. I don't know, but AC.
Yeah, in fairness, I haven't really been super active in there since like I first got in there, so maybe things are different now. But like when I first got in there, it was like chaos, dude.
I muted that bitch, dude. I was like, "Fuck this! Oh no, I'm not dealing with this shit."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Off of Matt's thing, who do you think has the most loyal fan base?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. Probably maybe Tommy. Like, he's got a lot of people that have been around for like a long time, and they're still there. So maybe Tommy.
Yeah, maybe so.
I'd throw Tommy out under the bus. So quickly.
There's definitely some people, like, I recognize some faces when I first started hanging out on Tommy's, like in his chat, watching his shows and stuff like that. There's definitely some names I see in the chat that I saw back then too. So he's got a lot of loyal people that stick around for the long haul.
Yeah, I would say Augie's fan base, although very toxic, are obnoxiously loyal. to Augie.
Nah.
Or like
Yeah.
maybe not as long as Tommy, but dude, it's crazy how Augie's been able to brand himself since I've started watching him. He was getting maybe 200 people watching him in his streams when I started watching him. Now he's getting thousands, and it's just the way he's been able to turn this into something. And the fact that his fans are just a mixture of everything. You got groypers, you got anti-groypers, you got retired anti-Os, you got so like T-channel like rejects, all kinds of stuff. Edwin's fans, Bo Black's fans, your fans, Tommy's fans, they're all mixed in Augie's fan base, and it's crazy how he's been able to run with it.
Yeah, it's amazing because like I remember when I met Augie. When I first met Augie, it was like we were both gaming channels. We talked about video games and shit. And then when he started, like we both transitioned to like the commentary shit, like right around the same time. And back then, like I was the bigger guy in the group. I had the bigger channel because I think I was sitting around like 40,000 subs at that time, maybe.
Yeah.
And to see him like, maybe in terms of subscribers, I'm the bigger guy, but in terms of viewership, he's far surpassed me. In terms of revenue, he's far surpassed me. In terms of like, the engagement that he has with his audience, he's far surpassed me. And it's not even like a jealousy thing. Like I'm super happy for that guy because he works far harder on his channel than I think I ever did. So like to see him succeed, like I think he definitely deserves it. And I want to see that guy. I'm waiting for him to get his play button because he definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't he half Asian?
Yeah.
Isn't he like half Asian?
Yes. What's your point?
No, I was just gonna, because if he's half Asian, you were fucked from the beginning. They worked
I don't think he's actually half Asian.
That's you don't think he's unironically half Asian, do you?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
Speaking of that, have you guys seen the Mike the Bike parody yet?
The new one that came out yesterday?
The one for Augie, the turning Japanese one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's so good. He showed it to me before he put it out. He actually premiered it on one of my streams. It's so good. You got to check it out.
Yeah. He did one for Liana, right? He didn't put it out. Yeah, if you go to Liana's interview and you go to the end, we got a.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did hear it. Yeah,
that was good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike the Bike.
Have you heard about the new drama that's starting up today, last night, because of Salvo and Flamenco, due to Mike the Bike?
The thing about like Mike did a commission for like a song, and there's like a reference to him like leave the kids alone or something.
Yeah.
So he sees it as him like calling him a pedo or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand like Flamenco's frustration, but I do think he's like overreacting to it. At the end of the day, he was paid to do a commission, and he did the commission. So it's not like it's Mike directly making an accusation about him or something. I can definitely understand the frustration, but I think he's overreacting.
Moving on, you've had friends in the community that have turned enemies, like acquaintances that have turned enemies. And you've had friends that have turned enemies, turn friends again. Is there anyone that you like wish you could have repaired that friendship that turned into an enemy?
So there's this guy from back when I was a gaming channel that we were really good friends back when we were a gaming channel. And then we kind of ran into some shit long after I had started commentary. It's a guy known as Smash JT. That's a dude who like we went from being super good friends to we had like a slight disagreement about something, and it just like completely went in the opposite direction. So like if there was like one person that I'd like to like mend that bridge and like maybe we can like fucking put all that shit behind us again, it's probably that guy.
Well, so you've had friends in the community that not a lot of people were in favor of or liked, or acquaintances, right? Like someone say like Steve DeLeve, you were acquaintances with that guy, and then he kind of shat on you, and then it turned into a thing. Do you feel like sometimes you get taken advantage of due to you being too friendly, and people kind of take advantage of you for it?
Yeah, I absolutely think that happened in the past because I did make myself way too accessible for people, and I did like I was willing to be friendly and talk to anyone. So yeah, absolutely, I'm pretty sure that's happened.
What's your stance now on Steve DeLeve, Sen, and Crow, and all those guys?
I don't fucking hate those guys. It takes a lot for me to hate someone, but like I don't trust them. Like I wouldn't be interested in having any kind of relationship with them or anything. It's just kind of like they're over there doing their thing, and I just kind of keep to myself. I mean, obviously, like every once in a while, I'll see some cringy stuff happening on timeline, and so I'll kind of like have a back and forth with them. But for the most part, they're over there doing their thing, and I just kind of stick. I stay in my lane, I guess you can say, because I just don't really want anything to do with them.
Who's worse, Slug or Sen? I mean, Slug or Steve?
Depends on what you mean by worse. Like if you're talking about like the one who's the most annoying little fuck, like probably Slug, because that guy's like he's a pain in the ass. I can't tell you how many times like he'll like try to send me a friend request on Discord or something with some alt account, and he's like so stupid he doesn't think I'm gonna figure it out. He just doesn't like, no matter how many times it's like, look, dude, I really don't want anything to do with you, so just back off, dude. He just comes back every fucking time.
Yeah.
What about lyrics?
Lyrics, like I don't really care about lyrics, honestly. He said what he said about me, and it's like fine. To some extent, I see some of the shit he said as like funny, and to like another extent, it's just kind of like I think there's some things he said that kind of like went over the line. But like other than that, like I don't really care for the guy. I have no hard feelings towards the guy. Like I seen some people shit on me when I left commentary, and I was getting a lot of shit for doing so. Like I had DM'd him at one point, and I was like, I understand why you left, dude. Like this shit's fucking crazy or something like that. And then he ended up leaking that DM. I think we can all agree that was probably a dickhead move. But I don't regret sending that DM because I don't fucking hate the dude. So
did you think he would leak it when you DM'd him?
Obviously not. I probably wouldn't have sent it if I thought he would.
Okay, because I personally would have thought he would leak it. Like I don't think Lyrics saw you as a friend at all, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh no, never. I mean, we had that one really heated debate on Augie's stream where like
you won that, by the way. You won that debate.
I mean, I wasn't really going into it trying to win, but I've heard some people say that.
Yeah. I think that the general consensus was, Tipster won. Lyrics' argument was too emotional. Why'd you block me? Stuff like that. Something like that. And it just didn't work out for him in that situation. So
yeah, because at the end of the day, I think my stance was like I was annoyed by you, so I blocked you because I just didn't want to engage with you. I didn't see the point. Yeah, and like it kind of seemed like he was trying to force like, well, if I'm engaging with you, you have to engage with me because like we're commentators, that's what we do. And everybody was just kind of like, no, like if he doesn't want to engage with you, he doesn't have to. Something like that. Yeah,
I remember, and I'm not going from any insider information whatsoever. I'm going from when Nick was talking about this on a stream once. When you and Tommy were fighting, Nick was preparing to make a video on you. Do you remember anything about that?
I've asked him that a few times, like in passing, now that we're good. Like, yo, like you said you were working on a video on me. Like, what was that about? And he refuses to tell me anything. He will not tell me what he was like going to talk about in that video or what he was going to say or whatever. He's just like, yeah, we're not talking about that.
Okay.
For whatever reason, he does not want to talk about what that video was about. I'm legitimately curious. As somebody me and Nick are on good terms. I would not get my feelings hurt or anything if I knew whatever he was going to say, but he refuses to talk about it. He won't talk about it.
Do you think it would have been a banger? You think it would have been a good video?
I mean, it's a Diorio video. How could it not be?
Bro, is something inside you where like, man, I kind of wish Nick would have made that video. I could that probably could have got some views and that could have got me going or something. That could have got be talked about. Like, you know, Nick's talked about quartering. No one really has an issue with the quartering anymore, you know? So I think you would have survived it.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded easily. It, honestly. Like, if anything, like, because I'm a person who, like, I know a lot of people like to assume that I'm really bad at, like, handling criticism. Maybe he would have had some good criticism in there. And maybe I could have, like, took it to heart and, like, you know what? Yeah, he makes some good points. Maybe there's room for some change here on some things, right? So, like, I wouldn't have mind if he made it. I mean, at the end of the day, once everything blew over, we got a chance to like talk and we got a chance to know each other and now we're cool, right? So I feel like even if he made that video, it wouldn't have changed the course of like what inevitably happened all that much.
Yeah.
So
speaking of old dead memes, right? You took advantage of the Goth Mommy meme. Corey, do you want to ask this?
What, the Tipster Burger Deck?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I just see you post a picture of the chat, dude.
Dude, I you know what? As much as I want to give you shit for it, I wanted to give our audience a chance to learn about this meme, which we'll probably figure a way out to post it. But what was your beef with Tommy at the time, or what was his beef with you? I guess because I think he had a problem with you at the time. I don't remember. I just joined the news team at the time. I
Mhm.
remember this guy Rico, who ironically, is fat.
Wait,
quote unquote.
Before you answer that, Burger Neck started with Tommy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's his
No,
name?
no. So Tommy did the burger like head meme. Okay,
Oh, okay.
Burger Neck was from Nick Merckx. That's something completely
Oh,
different.
okay.
okay.
Gotcha. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the Tommy Burger head then. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. So I remember because Rico at the time, this guy named Ricochet, created this meme, and which ironically he's just as fat, if not fatter, at the time. So what was this beef about even? I don't even remember. I just remember you guys were fighting, and I'm like, what the fuck? And Augie had like no subs at the time, and I guess he was like siding with you. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, to be fair, like Augie was like, he felt like the Tommy was like overreacting to some of the stuff that was going on at the time, but at the same time, like he was still buddy with Tommy, so he wasn't really taking a side, but he did have an opinion. Like, yeah, I think Tommy's kind of overreacting to all this. But essentially, what happened was, me and Tommy, like back in those days, we would openly have like Twitter arguments all the time. But it was the kind of thing like, we're friends, so we argue about this because we disagree with it, but at the end of the day, we're still cool, right? And Tommy had unfortunately had a situation, a few situations at that time where he had backed some people that like they turned out to like not be great people. Like there was the Ian Miles Chung situation where like some like audio got leaked of him like basically confessing to swatting Andy Worski. That's essentially what happened. And they're like, no, these audio leaks don't seem to say that. And they were like backing him up, like, no, I think people are jumping to conclusions. And then of course the rest of the audio came out, and it's like, okay, yeah, he did do that. So they had to kind of like admit that they were wrong. And I remember like me and Tommy got into like a bit of an argument about that. And then there was also like the Tonka Saw stuff. Like, no, we don't think he ducked the fight. We don't think he did that. We think that something else happened here where it was a miscommunication. And sure enough, like later on, it comes out that he did duck the fight. So we had those like arguments, and I think it was actually the Ian Miles Chung one where it got particularly heated. And at the time, I was at work, so I was like, I was on break when I was arguing with him, but like it was time to get back to work. So like, okay, I'm gonna put down my phone, or I'm gonna get back to work. And dude, like Tommy was so pissed that like my mentions were just like exploding. Like I'm watching my phone alerts go off over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of annoying. So what I did, because back then you could not mute someone you were following. You could do that now, but you couldn't do that back then. So I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unfollow him briefly just to kind of mute him. And then after work, like I'll fucking refollow him again. And it's no big deal. He saw that as a backstab, that I was going to backstab him because I unfollowed him or whatever.
Mhm.
And so that's when the feud started. I think he got upset because I unfollowed him.
Yeah, because I'm reading this one tweet where you said, I'm the one who dick rides Keemstar, but the same dude who said I dick ride Keemstar writes tweets like this about Keemstar. And I'm like wondering what some of the context of this is, but and I'll probably have to watch Tommy's stream and read some of your DMs, even though probably half of them are gone by now. But yeah, I just remember joining the news team. I'm like, I don't even know what this guy did that deserved this much hate, and they made a fucking meme out of you. Were you ever offended about the burger head? And that he
No,
made a T-shirt.
I wasn't offended by it at all. In fact, I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't able to get one of the fucking shirts before they were no longer available, because I wanted one. I actually, in response to this, and I was trying to find it in all the art commissions I've had people done for me over the years, but I can't find it. I actually had a similar design done to kind of compete with this one at the time, because I thought it was so funny. I was like, I want a fucking burger head fucking shirt too. So no, I wasn't bothered by it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Does anyone know
I
who
wish
did
I
the
could
art
find
for
my
Core, do you know who did the art for this by any chance? Was it Rico?
Ricochet.
Okay. Quick
Oh.
question, Tipster.
Mhm.
Are you aware of Rico?
I mean, I'm familiar with him based off the stories, because
This-
like when this shit was like going on, like I didn't even know who Nick was at the time, because I was friends with Tommy, but I wasn't actively watching Tommy's show. I just had like, I don't know, for whatever reason I fell off with his show. So like there were all these new people who were part of the news team, and there was like Nick, who was like a co-host and stuff, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck any of these people are. So when me and Tommy got in like a beef, I got like Nick up my ass and like all these other people, and I'm like, who even are these people? I don't know these people. So no, like wait, what was the question again? I kind of lost train of thought there.
Are you aware? Were you aware who Rico was?
I had heard of him just based off of, like I said, the stories that came out after, but I wasn't aware of him at the time.
Right. So this Rico thing is one of my favorite stories that I've been
Oh
told.
my god.
One of the stories that I learned about going on the news team, kind of catching up with the Illuminati stuff and all this. So this guy's calling you fat, and Corey, you can like correct me if I'm wrong. Calling you fat all the time. Basically, like any chance he got, he would call you fat, make fun of you for being fat. This guy does a vlog with Rest in Peace Real Talk and Failery and Illuminati, and it turns out he's really big, really fat.
Yeah, I heard this story.
He was trying to hide behind a bed in the vlog. The bed wasn't big enough.
And then our one of our news team members, shout out to Vault, shits on him, starts calling him fat. Really goes hard.
That's what started the Illuminati thing, right?
Yeah. Just starts saying how fat he is, like just keeps calling him fat over and over and over. And Rico flips out. So the hypocritical Rico like had a fit, ran to Illuminati, and it started this whole fucking thing. So is there any part of you that kind of thinks that's kind of funny that this fat guy who was calling you fat made art about you being fat, ended up being fat, and then got sad when he got called fat? He reacted worse than you've ever done when being called fat.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely hypocrisy, and I think it's like a lot of like projection on his part, where like, yeah, I'm fat, but I don't really care about the fact that I'm fat. Whereas like he's obviously really sensitive about it, so maybe he was projecting his own insecurities on.
Yeah, I think he was, because what's better? Like I'm a little chubby. I like to call people fat. I mean, I'm a little chubby. Fat people can call people fat all the time. It's funny. Like, yeah, it's like we know what it is. We can call you fat. What's up? That's like saying the N-word when you're black, bro. Like you should be able to call a fat person should be able to call another person fat with ease. So the fact that he couldn't handle being called fat after calling you fat is just
it's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I found my version of the fucking burger head meme. I posted it in the chat.
Let's see.
I think I had Optic Decay do this one for me. Yeah, this was Optic.
Yeah, there's the
Nice.
It's a good one, baby. It's a good one.
It's a good one, yeah. It looks a little.
I'm looking at this.
Weird.
I'm looking at this picture of Rico, and like, I think we're about the same size. Honestly, we're probably about the same size.
Wouldn't it be great if he came back and he's just like 180 pounds and he's now jacked? You know,
right?
Yeah.
He got so like, hey, I've heard some people say that bullying people out of being fat works. Like, maybe that's what happened, dude. He left the internet so he can get nice and swole, and then he's gonna come back looking like fucking John Cena or something.
Yeah. Who knows?
Is he wearing a puffy jacket, or is he just puffy?
He's just puffy, bro.
That's not a puffy jacket. Puffy in the jacket. In fact, like it looks like the jacket's so small he can't button it up if he tries.
Yeah, no, that's not a puffy jacket.
Yeah, that's like the default move for the fat guy. Like if you have like a jacket that's not big enough for you, you just leave it open. Yeah. Nobody thinks to ask like, can you close that thing, or are you too fat? No, you just that's just how you wear it, dude.
Yeah. the picture you posted, Tipster, I will say it's definitely cool looking, but the fact that like it's like it looks like your nose is like spilling out burger. It's like burger spilling out of your mouth. It looks a little weird, but it's pretty. It's still funny. It's still good. I like it.
It kind of looks like fucking vagina flaps on my nose. If I'm being honest, looking at it now, that's kind of gross.
I think the buns should have been a little bigger. All right, so Toxic, what you got?
Outside of commentary, who is your favorite creator?
Dude, I watch a lot of like retro gaming creators because that's kind of where I got my start on YouTube, and so a lot of those like creators I still really enjoy. You can't go wrong with like, I can't just pick one because there's so many good ones, but like you can't go wrong with like the Angry Video Game Nerd. Game Chasers is still a pretty good channel if you're into like retro game hunting videos. Scott the Waz is fucking dope.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy that I've been watching since I started called the Happy Console Gamer. I love that dude, and he's actually good friends. Shout out to him. Those are some of the channels that I really like. I like a lot of retro gaming stuff. I don't watch as much commentary content as you would think.
What is one channel that you highly recommend people should subscribe to right now?
Just anything or
whatever you want. Besides you. No,
don't subscribe to me. My content's shit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, like I said, I've been watching that guy Happy Console Gamer for like the longest time, and I think he's kind of like underrated. He has a pretty decent following. I think he's over 100K or something like that last time I checked. But I really like his stuff. What's that?
285.
Wow, so he's growing quite a bit. Yeah, I love his stuff, and I think he's kind of like a hidden gem on YouTube if you're really into like the history of like retro games and shit like that, and just want to like vibe with someone who's just really down to earth. Highly recommend his stuff.
You know, we have a YouTube channel.
Okay, beavers.
Okay, Beavers.
Yeah, subscribe to Toxic Pifflips channel so you can watch Now Recording.
Hell yeah.
There you go, dude. That was the answer I meant to say. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Tipster, one more question about your content. Have you ever thought about having like a more of a variety show like Augie does or Tommy does? Maybe bring some guests in, have maybe like a blood sport here and there. You ever thought about doing stuff like that?
Dude, I absolutely want to do that. Because one of the things I tried to do when I was, quote, leaving commentary was do more variety content like that. So I'm absolutely like into that. Because like, dude, let's be real. Like with the commentary stuff, like sometimes the internet's just dead and there's like nothing
like this
on.
week.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to fill the void with something. You can't just not work just because like, oh, nothing's going on. So like, yeah, absolutely. And like sometimes I do stuff like that with streams. I'll bring friends on and we'll just kind of shoot the shit.
No, it's like I'd like to
Maybe
see you like
sometimes.
I'd like to see you like moderate like a blood sport between like I don't know like Smaggle and AC or something like that, or something like bullshit like that, or
Salvo
I don't know.
and AC.
Yeah, Salvo and AC or Salvo and Flamenco or something like that.
Salvo is interesting. I had Salvo on last night on stream. We just
Oh,
kind of
really?
yeah, we just kind of shot the shit or whatever. He wants me to send him my PO box because he bought a Tipster poster and he
Oh
wants
my
me to sign it. He also offered me chocolates, but I don't know if I'm going to eat them because I don't know if
wouldn't.
I trust anything.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I don't know if I trust anything he sends to me.
Bro,
So
Salvo has some deep lore that I've looked into. Like he has a video on his channel with like 300,000 views where he's accusing some prank YouTuber on the beach of
I saw
like,
that. Yeah,
hitting on girls, and he looks about 80 pounds heavier. Yeah, it's interesting.
he's a big chunk of dunk in that video, dude.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah. So the lore is deep with that guy. But Toxic, did you have a question about the title of this video?
Before I get to that, Tipster, I have a genius idea. Okay,
What's
you
up?
get your e-girls on a panel, and you do like a love phones, and you like get them to give like autistic people advice, and you just completely rip off the incel Discord server, but you do it on your stream.
I love this. You want to know why I love this?
Why?
Why?
Just because the e-girls are involved. Any excuse
Yeah.
to involve the e-girls is fantastic, dude.
You could call yourself Dr. Incel.
Yes.
Dr. Incel? I don't know about
Yeah.
all that, dude. But, like, I just want an excuse to hang out with e-girls.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think you have an interesting fan base, Tipster. You have a lot of interesting spurgs that are actually kind of chill. So I think you'd have like a couple good callers there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you
like
ask me?
my audience is super dope. Like one of the things that like convinced me to like come back is one of the big concerns I had was like we all as commentators like to pretend like okay when we talk shit about someone like our audience doesn't fucking harass people and shit like that. We like to pretend like that's the case, but like there are people who like engage in like legitimate forms of harassment against people we criticize. So that was like a big concern of mine when I decided to leave. And it was actually Augie who's like, dude, like I don't think you have to worry about that with your audience because your audience is like super laid back and chill. Like of all the commentary creators that have like a community around them, like yours is the least toxic. And so like that was one of like a few things that convinced me to kind of like come back. Because it's true. Like my audience is super chill. Like I may not have the biggest audience or I may not get like the most live viewership or whatever, but I love my audience because they're just like they're fucking great, man.
Right. Toxic, you got a question about the title?
Oh yeah. How far can I go clickbaiting this?
I mean, dude, it's YouTube. That's what we do, right?
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all we needed to hear.
Well, I have to know. I have to know. What are you gonna say?
Tipster exposes himself to evils.
Yes, do it, dude. You gotta
you
put a picture of me with like censoring my junk and shit. Too.
Yeah, like flashing
dude,
somebody.
Yeah, dude, fucking do it. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Before we wrap it up, do you think me sending this DM to Liana Taylor is gonna get me in trouble?
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can read it if you want. You can read it if you want.
Missed you, boo, kissy face.
Am I gonna get in trouble again?
Well, you can find out on this podcast. You'll find out the full context. This was just a joke, right, Tipster?
If there's another episode, then
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like my drama just keeps this show afloat.
Yeah. Exactly.
True.
Corey, you had a last question.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask Tipster, would you be willing to get on a scale and finally determine who weighs more, you or Nicholas Diorio? And you can message each
Neither.
other. We just need to know who's fatter.
Yeah,
I want
the
the
number
numbers.
doesn't have to be exposed.
I
It's
want
just,
the numbers.
Shut up, Toxic. The number doesn't have to be exposed. It's just who is fatter.
I'm legitimately curious about that, right? Because here's the thing: I'm actively on a weight loss journey, and I've already lost 20 pounds. Shout out to me.
Shut up.
But I'm kind of curious. So I'd be down for that. If Nick's down to, dude, I'll do it publicly. If Nick's down to show the number, I'll show
Oh
the
my
number.
god.
Okay, Nicholas, if you're listening to this, buddy, you've been challenged, right? Is this a challenge? Are you throwing down?
I've actually done a weight loss challenge with him before. I've said, dude, like, let's fucking go. Like, you and me will fucking like keep up with each other and stuff. And he's like, no. He says, I like being fat. He says, he's already accepted that he's gonna die young. He said,
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, it's not a weight loss challenge. It's a who's fatter challenge. So it'd be a much easier challenge for Nick.
Nick.
Yeah, I think so. The who's fatter challenge.
Yeah.
I think, like, if I'm being honest, because I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Nick, I'm probably heavier,
Yeah.
but I think he's like more rotund. I think like when I seen that picture of him sitting in like the couch at VidCon, he's definitely like when I sit in the couch, I don't take up that much space.
Yeah.
Saying.
Is it like a thing where you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, I weigh more. That's been proven. But let's measure body fat now, Nick. Let's go. Let's go 2 out of 3. Let's do it, baby.
Okay.
So let's get a fucking measuring tape and let's see our waist, dude. Who's got the bigger waistline?
Do you think that's why he didn't go to VidCon this year? Because he was afraid that he was fatter?
Well, no, because I had already stated that I wasn't gonna go. So
no. I meant Nick.
Oh, no, I just think that he didn't want to go, considering all the drama that happened over the past year or whatever. He's just like, yeah, I don't want to do that.
You know,
you saw like the way he's talked about like Augie hanging out with technicals and shit, right?
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, he seemed like he wasn't too like down with that or whatever. So I think that has more to do with it. He just didn't want to like pretend to be friendly with people that he didn't necessarily feel friendly with.
You know, there were talks of them coming to your house, right?
Yes, I did see that stream, and I was like, these motherfuckers can come over all they want because I'm not going to be home. I was gone. The day they were planning to come, they would have showed up, and I wouldn't have been home.
Damn.
That would be kind of funny.
Like outside Tipster's house, he's not here. L plus ratio.
Yeah, I was at a baby shower for my sister.
Nice. All right, guys.
An uncle again. Hell yeah, dude.
By the way,
I have a diet. By the way, if you want, right? I don't know what your weight loss journey is, right, and how determined you are.
What is your suggestion?
Oh, I've got a diet. I do it every time I get a little bit too big, right? Than what I'm a big guy,
bro. Let's go. Spill the beans.
Oh, it's essentially based on like what's it called? The egg fast diet.
What is that?
It's like I'm pretty sure it's a diet that was like developed in Hollywood. It's like what the actors use when they need to lose weight for roles and stuff like that.
Oh, when they want to develop an eating disorder?
Well, all right.
Like most people in Hollywood?
Okay, but I was just saying how determined you are. All right. There are some downsides.
Like possibly dying?
Well, nah, I've done it before. You won't die. You'll feel like you're dying, but you won't die.
Okay.
You know?
So Tipster dies from taking your advice. We can blame you, right?
Yeah, what's 10 to 16 kgs in a month?
What?
In pounds?
I don't know. I have no idea.
1 kilogram is 2 pounds, 2.2.
Yeah, it's like 20 to 32 pounds a month you can lose using this.
20 to 30. Well, I've lost 20 in 2 months. That's pretty good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Nick, we love you and we support you in your journey.
Hell yeah.
Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. I don't want him to be like they just shout on me for being fat the entire time.
Yeah, after he shouted us out and all this.
Yeah, thanks, Core.
No,
no problem.
Nick's great.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it, guys. I think we've done enough. We've done a very long podcast. Tipster, aren't you glad you did this, buddy? Like, aren't you
Yeah.
glad you're here?
I had my concerns, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Look, I'll level with you here. At the end of the day, you did a lot of interviews with AC, Dead on Dave. You were making the rounds, right? So I'm thinking, all right, I don't want to do the same interview with Tipster. What's the only thing I can do that makes this interesting? Bring Liana on. And I felt like you've already had your conversation with AP. That's already over. This is the last one, right? This is the last conversation that you need to have. So there you go.
I was just worried she was going to tell you guys about that time that I asked her to show me her tits.
Thanks everyone for coming onto our podcast.
That was a joke.
I'm Matt
was a
Pitt.
joke.
That's
That was a
Toxic
joke.
Tip Club.
Hi.
That's Beavers. That's Core Master. Make sure to
Oh.
like and subscribe and all that other good stuff. And thanks so much for coming on, Tipster. And y'all have a good one. Everyone in the comments, comment something. Comment Tipster likes
Tipster
boobs.
canceled.
Tipster
No,
canceled.
no, you got to say I love goth mommies.
Tipster loves goth mommies.
There
Comment
we go.
that.
Yeah.
Jeez.